Oh yeah, coffee with the coach.
Oh, okay.
It was always an offer.
We don't get it anymore.
No, it's not in the play.
Or we'll see. Maybe we will.
Yeah, it's probably my least favorite thing about this job. We used to do that, you know, back then. You guys should train back.
Bring what back?
Check, check.
Was it ASAP here?
No, it was.
Wait, I don't. When did you start?
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3.
It's always been the I think I came out. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we would leave
And
that.
then I wrote about how like you guys were. I'll transfer.
Probably want.
I was like,
Michael for your hard work.
I know, right?
We'll be here for 4 hours.
Really, you were like the first. Like, introduction, start over with, and then they'll do like 3 questions. They don't, it's not even, it's not like 3 questions. And it's like, they don't pick the interesting, like, controversial questions. They pick like, you know, what do you think about your quarterback room? They're like, great.
Playing this game, yeah, we're glad to play it.
Yeah.
It's the kind of question that were you on the Thursday telecast? Or not this year, but like before the SEC?
Recording in progress.
Kevin was like, we got another question from the chat.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know.
No, see, I was wondering if you read that.
Oh, you mean
Sometimes it's been a little bit janky. Like, Jared maybe winning was. We voted. It should have been Will. Will Anderson fucking right on the I'm trying to think of any.
so it should not have been.
From the time Will became ballot. Oh, yeah, and people would have voted. Yeah, we would have voted on. You're a TV person, also like we did do it. Yes, actually, so. Did Will Anderson have win one, or did he get one? He would have won, maybe 2. It's like, yeah, I got it. Yes. Would Will have won 21 and 22? Carry on would have won.
Like someone who's legitimately an actual prize. That wasn't a sarcastic.
You know what I would like? I really like the way that Alex handled going through being like the bad guy and then like not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I would have put it. I think I would have given it. He would have won. I bet you he Oh, last year.
Oh, it's like what?
But now I know what I'm saying about him.
The next week's the week.
Like, trust he could have easily just not done it.
So, no, I haven't read that. I was
This is gonna
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree.
Just sounds a lot like my wife doesn't give me anything.
I was like, there's a kid. I would love to see.
I mean, 19 was almost perfect through 19. She's not asking for it.
I don't know if I had to separate. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll have Coach begin with an opening statement, and then we'll go ahead and take questions.
Yeah, you bet. It's afternoon. All right, good afternoon. Just got off the practice field, having to coach those receivers a little bit more and help out. I'm a little more winded than normal, so just a couple things. Just we're back to work. Had some great practices at the end of last week. Guys had graduation. I have to make a note, 37 guys that got their degrees that are on our football team, 26 new players that have a degree, and so super proud of that. We worked our schedule on Saturday around that. Some had a practice later, actually got underneath the lights, was really good, and then got back to work again yesterday with some meetings and such, and then today more of a full practice. You can try to talk me into today's Monday, but Tuesday in our world because of a Friday game. And so just again, getting ready for that. And Coach Venables and Oklahoma, a very good football team here for a reason. And, a 10-2 record. Just they play team football like it's meant to be played. And we know we're going to go into an environment that's going to be rowdy. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Our guys got to be ready for that, and I feel like we've been prepared, through the SEC schedule that we've been on here all season. So, got a few more days. We got to keep stacking practices, but really excited about the progress and, like the direction it's headed.
Thank you, Coach. Let's start with Nick on the front right.
Yeah, just for clarity's sake, so things aren't left up to interpretation, are you going to be the coach of Alabama next year?
Man, come on, Nick. All right, I put a statement out yesterday because first of all, our guys handle distractions phenomenally. It's been that way all season long. They continue to do that. And so, but I also, knew that yesterday and today was pretty important. I wasn't going to see until today to address it. So that's why I put that out there. A lot of the same things I said before, a couple weeks ago when asked really the same question. Just, feel completely supported. My family loves living here. Just all the things that we continue to build on. Love the progress. Haven't talked with anyone. No plans of talking with anyone. So just I think that's a lot of what I said a couple weeks ago and continues to be the same thing. Feel strong about it. And our guys, if there's been any distraction, I haven't seen it, haven't felt it. And so I'm really proud of the way they've handled whatever noise is out there. And again, we've probably all season long have dealt with enough noise to where it doesn't surprise me on how they handle this.
Let's go to Katie, second row in the middle left.
You said after the SEC championship that it wasn't really a confidence issue for Ty, more continuity with the offense, just kind of with a couple extra days to get healthy leading into this game. What's the continuity looked like this week on offense?
Yeah, it's been better, I thought, as a team, and that would include obviously the offense on Saturday. Today's Monday. I told you guys were going to try to talk me into Monday. But Saturday, it was one of our best practices we've had in a long time, and across the board. And just the energy, it starts with energy, but just the execution for where we were at with our installation And, we continue to build on that. You're a little bit ahead because, we have these extra days. So with third downs, red zone, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there is more continuity. There's guys that are healthier. It's up front, offensive line-wise. It's the receiving core, and other guys that are continuing to build into more reps as we work through the week, and hope that continues to be the case here moving forward.
All right, Charlie.
Just for clarification and going back to Nick's question, will you be the coach at Alabama next
Yeah,
season?
planning on it. Yes. Nick, yes. Charlie, yes.
Jump over to the left side of the room to Chase.
When Oklahoma won here about a month ago, some of their players got on the logo at the 50-yard line, taking pictures and so forth, while staff was trying to get it roped off. Some of your players addressed that earlier this week. What were your thoughts about that?
I guess I wasn't aware of that. Now I am, so I'm going to talk to our team about it. So I guess I did remember seeing something with it roped off. I didn't know, what the extent of what that was. So, yeah, I mean, that probably gives you an idea. To me, this is about this game. This is about our playoff game. I mean, we respect who they are as a football team. They've obviously got the better side of things the last 2 times we played. And so that's really where our focus is at. And I do remember something vaguely about that. It hasn't really even been a conversation in our meetings. This has been solely about we're in the playoffs. It's win or go home, and we need to be given everything we can to be in our best, and the work that is ahead.
Stay on the front left. Collins next.
Kalen, you mentioned a little bit about this earlier, but with the distraction of, the rumors and there's other things too, but how have you seen players kind of respond, especially with, them having to answer questions about kind of your place here and things like that, and things seemingly everything outside of, the playoff against Oklahoma? How have you seen players respond to that?
I mean, outside of knowing that there was a question or two, I think at the end of last week, it's been non-existent. I mean, it really has. Our guys are focused on Oklahoma. They really are. I mean, that's where that's what we've been completely focused on, and I haven't seen anything other than that. Again, these guys deal with noise, and they know that that's what it is. What's internal is what matters.
Let's go to Emily Grace on the middle right.
Hey, Coach, can you just give an update on the injuries? I know that a lot of guys are trying to get healthy from SEC Championship until now. What's the overall health of the team at?
Can you help me out on who you're looking for here?
Yeah, we saw Jam out there today, just his progress along with Parker Brailsford, Cam Dewberry, a few of those guys.
Yep. Jam, you said Parker. Parker's doing good. He's been practicing. Jam, he's making good progress. Just kind of continue to see how the week goes along. You guys saw him out there doing some things today. Who else? Cuevas, very similar to Jam, making progress out there, doing some work, and really, I guess you're optimistic at this point. We still got four days left, so. Those guys are heading in a good direction, making good progress, and continue to evaluate them leading forward. But, you saw them out there doing some things today in practice.
Go to the back middle of the room to Joe.
Coach, with the recent success on the road this season, what's been your message to the team? Have you changed anything up from last season? You had a couple follies on the road, and this year much more successful on the road. And then kind of combined with that, you already touched on it with the playoff and the privilege. How do you handle kind of the finality of win or go home?
Mm-hmm. As far as differences from this year to last year, and first of all, we've played much better. 4-0 in the conference games, and so in really strong environments. I mean, we maybe show up a little bit later or a little bit earlier, just like an hour or two. I mean, it's really nothing major. Things that we worked into our schedule. We still do our team meeting on the road. We still do position meetings and stuff. So really not a lot that we change. I think it's all about the mindset that when you're in the moment, how you're going to respond, because you don't have your home crowd. And I think that's where, we've executed better in the critical situations. And that was kind of a theme going in with the off season that I've really stressed to you and as well as the team. And so, I think we've just been better in those moments because these games do come down to the wire. And the one game we didn't make the critical plays was this one at home, so we've actually done a pretty good job on the road. But that's really been where I think we've improved to be better on the road in these type of games.
So Mike on the back right.
One more injury, LT Overton, just wanted to see where he stands.
Just with LT, continue to monitor him. I would not say he's doubtful for this weekend.
All right, we have one last question from the Zoom, Eli Letterman on ESPN. Go ahead, Eli.
Hey, Kalen. I know the focus is very tight on this week, but you've seen Brent Venables earlier this fall, prepped for him. You've got him again this week. And I'm curious from a kind of 10,000-foot view, what are the elements that make his defensive play calling and the way he approaches leading a defense in game distinct from your perspective?
Well, obviously play calling is a huge part of it, but I think it's the design of the defense and, your play caller have to be on the same page with the defense that's out there and how they attack and, the variety and the diversity of what they do in their different packages. They got great players too. And so up front, they just do a great job of causing chaos and, they love the tackles for loss and the sacks. And there's obviously a trigger man and Coach Venables being one of the best that there is at doing it. Obviously he's running the show. And so, always got a ton of respect for what he does, but they have an attacking mindset. There's no question about it. One of the best in the country at doing it.
All right, let's finish up with Johnny Condon in the back.
Hey, Kalen, with their pass rush, how important is it that you guys remain balanced in the run game, even if maybe early on you aren't gashing them, that you remain consistent in that so those pass rushers don't get loose?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we did a pretty good job, actually. We had we actually blocked some things up better than what I thought we produced as far as total yardage. Some of that was, though, off the sacks that we had. If I remember right, we had 4 for 25, 30 yards, something like that. And so, compared to other teams, because this is a very good defense, and that's what you're kind of looking at, I thought we we ran the ball as well as anyone had. And so we got to keep building on that. And that is important, though, because the more you can do of that, the better situations and third downs that you can be where Ty can go, not have to force the ball down the field, which takes more time. And, third and mediums, third and shorts, love to live in that world. But there's obviously a team on the other side of the ball that's trying to make that world a little bit harder and not let you get in those spots. And so everything we can do to continue to be, staying ahead of the chains, whether it's run or pass, playing good, smart, clean football, that's going to be really important for our success on offense.
All right, thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you, guys. Roll Tide.
We're joined by Ty Simpson next, okay? Okay, we got Ty Simpson here. Just raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll get a microphone over to you whenever you're ready. Tony here in the front right.
From a health standpoint, a lot of people have been kind of wondering, how are you feeling? Just how are you, especially after that game, the SEC championship game?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm excited. It's a great opportunity winning the college football playoff.
like at this point in the season, like I don't know a team who is like healthy at all. So like, fire me up. I'm ready to go.
All the way in the back, Trevor?
Ty, you've obviously played in a lot of high-pressure games, but it just keeps moving up and up and up. Curious what you do maybe leading up to a game to step away from football. What do you do to kind of calm down, relax, to take some of the pressure off of you in the lead up to one like this?
Yeah, so in high school, right, like I kind of just did my own thing. It's kind of changed now. In college, I listen to country music every time before a game. So, whether it's Morgan Wallen, Riley Green, Luke Combs, gets me in a mode, right, feel back at home. But a game like this, right, whether it's like a pregame meal or in the hotel room, I'll watch Seinfeld. Just kind of, gets me in a little, in a happy mood, just, sitcom, right, like stupid funny. So
Let's go to Nick, front row right.
Yeah, looking back at the Georgia game, or I should say the SEC championship game, and watching that film, what stands out about what you want to work on, what you want the offense to work on?
Certainly, right, like not our best performance. I think it goes back to just one, communication in general, right? Just one word calls in the huddle or on the line of scrimmage. Two, the little details, whether it's in the routes, our footwork, my footwork, and honestly, right, just like doing our job. It goes back to almost every game that, has come down to games like that, just doing our job, right? Like, it's nothing that they did that we didn't know that was coming, right? But it's all about, what we did. And I've said that since, day one of just, controlling what we can control, and we can control how we play, our attitude, and what we do, right? So that's, basically what it is in this game as well, right? Like, we've already played them once, but that doesn't mean anything. So I just got to control what we can control and go play.
Go to Joe, right in the middle of the room.
First, who's your favorite Seinfeld character? And then more importantly, the team's been more successful on the road this year than it was last year. What have you noticed that maybe you guys have done differently, or have you done anything different, better on the road this season?
Yeah, so Kramer's my favorite Seinfeld character, right? But the little beef of Newman and Jerry, that gets me fired up. So anytime I get an episode like that, I know it's going to be a good day. But yeah, right. We kind of knew this season coming in, right, that on the road last year, like it wasn't what we wanted. So we kind of took the badge of honor of being road warriors. And making sure that, like, it's not going to be easy on the road, right? Whether it was Florida State, Georgia, South Carolina, anytime you play on the road, period, even in the SEC, like, it's going to be hard. So, we take pride on doing stuff the hard way, just because we're Alabama, right? So anytime that we wear the white jerseys and go on the road, right, like, we know that we mean business, and, it's going to be hard, and we embrace it.
Go to Michael, back row on the right.
Josh Cuevas, how important is he to the passing game?
Very important. I think everybody knows that Josh is an excellent player. So not only is he great in the pass game, but he's great in the run game as well. Being able to just see him on the field and have him, have his presence is just remarkable. Especially having in the huddle, right? Just a different type of vibe when he's in there. So I'm very excited about that.
Go to the front row on the left. Colin.
Hey Ty, you've prepared for playoff games now with Coach Saban and now with Coach DeBoer. What's similar? What's different about the atmosphere in this building?
Really nothing, to be quite honest with you, right? Because one, right, like we're Alabama, we expect to be in the playoffs, and this isn't uncommon to us being in a primetime game like this in a big time environment. And then two, right, like you just prepare like it's another game. You know what I mean? Like you don't do anything differently. We know what's at stake for both teams, right? We kind of have taken it as this is it, right? Like this is the last dance. The 2025 team, like how are we going to be remembered? Like this is a new season. Like it's 0-0. Everybody's 0-0 right now. You win, you advance. So those I think are very similar from Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer's point of view and perspective. Just because like we expect to be here, and we know what's at stake, and we're built for it.
Go to Emily Grace.
Hey Ty, Coach DeBoer was talking about how practice on Saturday was really awesome. The energy is where it needs to be. What would you attribute that to? And from your perspective, how is this team preparing the right way?
One, right, like just having a chance to just take
second and breathe was really important for the guys, right? Like we said, anytime, you play an SEC schedule, like it's hard on your body, hard on your mind. So getting a couple days off to just relax and have fun, play the video game is great. But two, right, just one, being back on the field and knowing your body feels a little bit healthier. We were at night, which is different because we're usually in the morning. So playing under the lights, it just felt like high school. You know what I mean? Especially, being out there with your guys that you love. We're getting ready for a college football playoff game, guys. How awesome is that? You know what I mean? So, any chance that we get to, just take a second and realize what we do for a living and how many people watch us and, how we can just change people's point of view, right? It's awesome. So just a great practice.
Go right across the aisle. Katie.
You talked earlier about wanting to improve communication from the SEC championship. Just in your role as a quarterback, kind of what is maybe your ideal, is there an ideal time on the play clock that you want to have the ball snapped by, or kind of is it totally dependent on what the defense is doing, moving around?
Yeah, I think one, depends on the play that's called. And then two, depends on what the defense does. And then three, right, situational awareness. Just because we have a lot of shifts and motions, a lot of stuff that we're changing the picture. Then two, right, it depends on, we got to communicate on what the defense does, you know what I mean? So, they can check our check, they can change different things. And then two, right, or three, if, the clock's running down, it's a 4-minute drill, we want to make sure that we snap it, close to, 5 seconds, 5 or 4 seconds. So those are the big things.
All right, final question will be from Jonathan, standing up on the back right.
You described that trip to Oklahoma last year as a spooky feeling. Where do you think the team stands on going back there, especially after they came here and won last month?
Yeah, like I said, what a great opportunity. It's a new season, right? 0-0, 0-0. Nobody's won, nobody's lost. If you win, you advance. We know what happened last year. We know what happened this year. But we can't, worry about that, right? We got to do what we do. We can control, and guess what? We control our attitude, how we play, and how we prepare. So we're going to prepare like we've never won and perform like we've never lost, like we said. So, just a great opportunity. Really excited. It's two good teams going at it. First college football playoff game of the year on Friday night. Let's do it. Very excited. So thank you guys so much.
Okay, if you have a question for Tim, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. So ready for questions at this time. Start with Katie here on the left.
Hey, Tim, the SEC championship game and the Oklahoma game are the only times this year that y'all haven't forced a turnover and obviously lost both games. Just how critical is that factor going to be this Friday?
It's definitely hard to try to win a football game with no turnover, so we definitely got to make sure we're taking the ball off of people and, playing aggressive.
Going back right. Go ahead, Johnny.
Tim, I know especially you guys on the defensive side of the ball are quite proud. Coach DeBoer was asked about those guys celebrating on the 50-yard line after they beat you a few weeks ago. How much are you looking forward to paying it back a little bit?
Yeah, we saw it, but we just can't make it a personal battle. We just got to address it and go play.
Go to Joe right across the aisle there.
Tim, y'all been much more successful on the road this season than you were last year. What have you done differently to be more successful on the road?
Just really not running from adversity, looking towards it. Remember the plan. Remember it's, align the sign, get to the ball, just doing our job.
Go to front left row, Colin.
Hey, Tim, obviously, the playoff is an expectation at Alabama. Does this go around feel any different than from years past with it being the first under Coach DeBoer, or what does that look like from you?
It's expected, especially being here at the University of Alabama. Postseason is expected here, so there's no surprise.
Jump over to the front right side to Tony.
You guys, excuse me, you guys had success stopping them on the ground the first time you faced them. What went into that, and how do you maintain that heading over there?
Mentality, we just got to go in with the same mentality, got to be physical, locked in on our keys and just go play ball.
Any other questions for Tim? All right. Parker Brailsford next. One side to cover.
I'm glad you heard that.
First things first. Right. How do we know who the man? Who was right? If his only question goes like, was it less than 1,000? It's like, we had that 1 year where it was like, try to keep that. What you just said, oh, yeah, we can't have that. We can't. No. Whatever it takes to get Brailsford back. Everything is like that. Yeah. Gonna call me G. I don't even know his first name.
That is a name I have not heard.
Not Timothy. Parker and Deontay. They get a call from CPS. Yeah. There's also. So our late fee will be applied after the first hour. $5 for the first 10 minutes.
You can get drunk past, you may not get drunk. Now you can do that.
Be wrong. Did you just do a counter? How great it is. I can do a counter for my hand. Whenever
Also, I would just like to
I'm glad it's we're all adults here. He's also like not trying to get away. Like Holman's like trying to talk. Not trying to wrap up. Holman's the one to talk to. What am I supposed to say?
Because I was like, that does sound like a
I don't know if that was the best one. I'm just going to, I know what you meant by that statement, but I'm just going to gloss over.
Yeah, a piece of stupidity or folly. Legal petition.
Right. What? I just got it. Oh, yeah.
Used in contest, most preposterous jackassery. Ever get?
Can't wait to use it again.
I can't wait to do it. Exactly.
Yes. No. I was your second call. I'm not doing this. You were bad to back. That should be a backup for me. That's what you should put that on your resolve. Yeah. They call me for. Oh, you need mouse. You ain't bad.
You got me ahead. I hope they call you. You didn't notice.
All right, we're joined by Parker Brailsford. Just raise your hand if we have a question and get a microphone over to you. We'll start with Joe here in the back left. Right here in the back left.
Gotcha.
Yep, you got it.
Parker, you guys have been much more successful on the road this season than you were last year. What have you done different, or what do you think the team has done differently to be better on the road this year?
Just a good amount of preparation going into the game. Obviously, a lot of crowd noise is working with that. It's helped us a lot. So just those are the main things. Communication for sure.
Jumping on the front to the far right, let's go to Nick.
Yeah, how has this extra time helped you and your teammates overall just recover from the grind of the season and the physical toll?
Oh, guys are always going to be banged up by the end of the season. We're playing the SEC. It's one of the, best conferences out there. So just being able to get our bodies right is definitely a big thing that we put an emphasis on.
Jump over to the front left, Colin.
Obviously, you've experienced a college football playoff run with Coach DeBoer before when you were at Washington. How are things similar to that time? How are things different? Things like that.
From a team aspect, I definitely say the camaraderie. Just guys like bonding together and coming together. Obviously, after that loss from our first loss from Florida State, being able to come together and go on that streak was a great thing, and we showed ourselves that we were able to do it and the type of team that we have. So I say that.
Let's go to Katie in the second row on the left.
After the SEC title game, Coach DeBoer said that it wasn't necessarily a confidence issue for the offense, but continuity and just having more guys back in practice. So kind of similar to Nick's question, just kind of what's that continuity been like this week, having Cam Dewberry back, and just kind of how does that help the offense going into this game?
Oh, it's been great. The communication is always good with him. Just being able to get things echoed across the line, especially knowing it's going to be loud, that's a big piece of it.
Staying on the same row, let's go to Will.
Coach DeBoer has said that he felt the running game took strides the last time you guys played Oklahoma, and there was some success on the line of scrimmage there with outgaining them by nearly 200 yards. How do you carry the things that you did well in that game over to this Friday?
I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be some things that we have to work on, just going from the past couple weeks. But definitely looking back at that game, I feel like we did a good job of handling the movement up front and just being able to get up to the second level with our backs. So that's definitely something we're going to carry over.
We have time for a couple more questions if there are any. Okay, back left, let's finish up with him.
Parker, when we look at the CFP last year, Ohio State was a team that lost their last game before they got to the playoff, and that being the case for you guys, how do you take full advantage of trying to respond and since you lost to Georgia, and how do you kind of move forward in a good way that can almost give you a leg up against the competition?
Yeah, I mean, going forward, we understand it's win or go home, so it's like a completely new season. So just understanding this do or die, and that if we don't win this game, like our season's over. So that's something we're putting the emphasis on.
All right, thank you, Parker.
Yep.
He's just sitting on the hotel room bed playing with his Legos. It's just so wholesome.
I have to finish my Lego shield Harold this week. I'm so jealous.
No, I will. Make sure you stay.
100 years, he gets every fact wrong. It's actually good for you to shut it down and go get clear all your Well, being very successful. Look at so much
You never.
And the mouse and the sequel Nick Is it really a mouse that you can only move it one square inch? I hear that's a lot. You play Tiger with Xbox. You play Tiger. You probably wouldn't let me play this game. Look, we didn't have. Probably all of our time for I love I'll do the Did you listen to a lot of Prairie? Never listened. Although that guy can take it's good stuff. How would you describe it? It's like storytelling, NPR, NPR comedy. Yeah. It's almost like this is like yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. Sit down. No, please.
For sure. But I mean, like,
Yeah. It's either that or that's me. Because I said
what was he saying?
That's the thing. I thought my body was going. More camaraderie than I mentioned the Florida State. It's like since the Florida State. What are we doing? Yes.
All right, we are joined by Deontay Lawson. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Start the Hunter, far left.
Yeah, just as a two-time captain, what's been the message to the locker room?
Man, the main message is just trying to be the best version of ourselves. I think one thing that I always say is you got to be your best when your best is needed. And, it's playoff season and, whole new season, just got to go 1-0.
Front row to the left, Colin.
Obviously, making the playoff at Alabama is kind of the expectation, but as you go through practices, walk around this building with Coach DeBoer leading you guys as opposed to Coach Saban, what's the same? What's different? I guess from the last few years.
I wouldn't really say it's a difference. Man, it's playoff football, so I think the mindset is still the same. I think everyone has the same mindset that it's win or go home. So everyone just walking around here, being intentional, whatever we're doing, and just trying to get better.
Jumping to the far right, let's go to Nick.
Yeah, Deontay, last time you were in Norman, obviously it was a tough injury for you. What has the journey been like since then? What was it like to be going back there now that you've gotten healthy again, you're able to play again?
Man, God is great. Looking back and just knowing where my headspace was kind of, it just put me in a different perspective. Just even going out there to practice today, just flying around, just trying to bring guys with me because I actually get to. It just, man, this is no feeling, to be honest. It's a feeling I can't explain, to be honest. I'm excited to go back and just take it all in, and I know I'll give everything I got for sure.
Go to Will, second row on the left.
Obviously, you and a lot of the guys were there last year, so it's not necessarily new. But as one of the leaders on this team, what's the message about just flipping the script and making it a different result than the one you had last year?
Yeah. Man, it's a whole new year. We know it's going to be a hostile environment, just like any other road game that we're playing in. We know that it's everyone's Super Bowl, and it's just, man, we got to go in there with a warrior mentality. You got to be ready for war for all 4 quarters, and do everything we can in preparation until Friday, and when Friday get here, be ready to start fast.
Go to Joe in the middle of the room.
Deontay, you guys have been a lot more successful on the road this season than you were last year. What do you think has been the biggest difference or biggest area of improvement that you guys have made on the road?
Yeah, I would say it starts with the mindset. Just knowing it's everyone against us, and we all we got, we all we need. That's been our saying this year, and just, man, it's just a different feeling when you're going into a hostile environment, and everybody's against you, and you just got to be just that more detailed, or that much more have that much more focus on every play, and I think that's just the difference in the mindset.
Let's go standing up on the back left.
Just how would you describe the energy at practice, the last couple practices you guys have had?
Yeah, I think we had back-to-back great practices, and man, the energy is high. We know this is win or go home. We don't, like we said today, we don't want this to be our last Tuesday practice. So I know I did everything I can to make sure this was one of my best Tuesdays of the year, or Monday of the year, and just got to keep grinding.
Any other questions for Deontay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Deontay, if you will, just.
This year, all of us, you are our first place winner, so I would like the team to be out in the media. Good
I'll be back Wednesday.